This man spent millions on solar, but he is now regretting. The real problem is not what you think.
Everybody is telling you go and do solar, but then one thing that solar is not reliable. See, let me tell you, today is 26 April, and if you're living on the Lagos Island, you know that it rained today. This is 12 p.m. See, this is my solar. I am completely off grid by 12 p.m. Guys, see, every load that I'm pulling is 1.2 kilowatt. That is the whole total load. I have about 8 panels on the roof. I have about 10 panels, but they say that this my inverter cannot take up to 10 panels. They even lied to me on this one self. So now I have about 8 panels, and the whole total load I'm pulling is 1.2 kilowatt. And to show you that this is the whole total load I'm pulling, see my battery is at, see how my battery is at 33%. 33%. My battery is at 33% by 12 p.m. I'm still at 33%. Mind you, I can't even run my AC. See, my AC is off. See how I'm sweating. I'm in heat. I'm suffering in this house because I decided to go and do solar, because I decided that let me leave NEPA, let me go off grid and go and do solar. They did not tell me that solar is not even this reliable. Even if no matter how much you spend, this solar, as long as there is no, see, okay, I'm not even talking about that type of rain that fall. When you say like it will cover the whole sky. Let me show you the sky, the outside, so you see. So we're outside. As you can see, this the sky on the outside that we are in. We are outside. This is the sky on the outside, as you can see.
Now, from the video, he said solar is not reliable. Is that true? Is solar not reliable? Now, solar is not reliable when you fail to do the right thing. I always tell you that before you size or you install a solar power system, you need to carry out a load audit to know your daily energy consumption, to know the appliances you are going to use, the ones you will use during the day and the ones you will use throughout the night. A proper load audit will help you, will guide you in choosing a solar power system that will stand the test of time. Another reason why solar will not be reliable is when you use an installer that is not a professional solar system installer. He does not know what load audit is. These people, install solar systems based on assumptions, not based on your energy consumption. Solar is not magic. Solar is not based on emotions. Solar is pure science. It is pure engineering. Just know what you are consuming, then you do your proper system design. The bedrock in sizing or installing a solar system is knowing your daily energy consumption. Now, when you know your daily energy consumption, this information will guide you in choosing your size of battery bank. Then your solar power system, that is the number of solar panels you need. Without a load audit, without your daily energy consumption, you will be installing that system based on assumption, and that system will, most of the time, the system will fail. Then the next thing he mentioned is that solar does not work during rainy days, during cloudy days. We all know that the solar panels depend solely on the intensity of sun they are able to receive every day. So if you don't expose those solar panels to the sun, they will not generate. Then on cloudy days, your generating capacity will reduce. On rainy days, most times your solar panels generate nothing. Why? Because the intensity of sun is very, very low. They depend on irradiance. So during cloudy days, a professional solar system designer will know that, there's what we call days of autonomy. If you want your solar system to function during rainy days, it will power your loads. But you have to factor in days of autonomy. But it comes with a price. Because if you have 2-3 days of autonomy, you are increasing the capacity of your battery bank. And if you increase the capacity of the battery bank, this will increase the overall cost of the solar system. So are you ready to pay for it? So if you are not ready to pay for this increase, what you do is load management. It is as simple as this. Load management. It is raining. You have a cloudy day and you expect this. Is it magic? You expect it to generate like on normal sunny days? No, there's no magic there. And he's even saying he's expecting his AC to work. You have rain, cloudy days, and you still want to put on your AC when you're already consuming 1.2 kilowatts. This is what you're consuming. And this is a 24-volt system. If we look at the amount of current, this is 1,200 watts. If you divide this by the nominal voltage of a 24-volt system, you will know the amount of current that the load, what is consuming, is pulling from the battery bank. Now ask yourself, how many amps is the solar system or the solar panels sending to the battery bank? So these things are very simple. When you sit down to do things the right way. Solar is not a scam. Solar is reliable. It is reliable when you do things the right way. The first step is to know your energy consumption. The second step, after knowing your energy consumption, use the information to size your battery bank. Then you size the solar panels that will generate this energy. Then, if you have some loads that you also use during the day, you also need to factor in this into the system design. You size your solar panels so that there will be enough to generate the energy to power these 1.2 kilowatt loads during the day and also sufficiently charge your battery bank. So the problem of this man is that he has a small solar system that, cannot meet up with his lifestyle. His lifestyle is higher than the solar system. Look at the battery bank. It is a small battery bank. It is not large enough. And if you want to compare this with, generator, all generating energy sources, they have their challenges. That is why we have the hybrid system. Why do we have the hybrid system? This is the hybrid inverter. Then, this hybrid inverter, we have solar input. We have our solar panels here. We also have the battery bank here. We also have the grid. This is the grid here. Then we also have our generator. Sorry. We also have our generator here. This hybrid inverter is also powering our AC loads. AC here. So the hybrid inverter takes power either from the grid, from the solar panels, from the generator, or from your battery bank to power your loads. So the essence of this hybrid inverter is because all these power sources, they are not 100% efficient. The grid, which we call NEPA in Nigeria, is not 100% efficient. Grid is unstable in some countries because of high tariffs. That is why most of them make use of the grid at night, because the rate of tariff is low. So the grid is unstable. The generator here, because of high fuel cost. We have maintenance, generator breakdown. It is not efficient. We come to the battery bank. The battery is just a storage reservoir. It can only store the amount of energy based on its size or capacity. And when that amount of energy is no longer there, the system will shut down. We move to the solar panels. When we talk about solar panels, we are not saying solar panels are 100% efficient. Why? They only function during the day when the sun is available. At night, when there is no sun, your solar panels are just useless. They are not doing anything. They don't generate at night. They only depend on the sun to generate energy. But even during the day, we have cloudy days. We have rainy days. And during these days, the amount of energy that these solar panels will generate will be low. So we take these things into consideration when sizing the solar power system. We have peak sun hours. So if you integrate these power sources, generator, grid, battery, and solar, the essence is that 24/7, the hybrid inverter should power your loads. That is the priority of the hybrid inverter. At all times, there should be power available for it to keep your loads running. So if the solar is not there, and if the solar is not there, the hybrid inverter will fall to the battery, take energy from the battery to charge. It will take energy from the battery bank and power your loads. If there's no energy in the battery, it will surge it will go to the grid, take power from the grid. If there is no grid power, some of the advanced systems like day inverters, they can automatically start your generator, take power from the generator, power your loads, charge your battery. When the battery is fully charged, it will shut down the generator, then continue with the battery bank. If it cannot do it automatically, you can do it manually. Then it will always be searching. If the grid is available, it will not take anything from the generator. The generator will be shut down. Then it will take power from the grid to power your loads and also use the excess to charge your battery bank. At all times, 24/7, your system is running. So in areas where you have, cloudy days, you have rainy days, like in southern Nigeria, you cannot compare the amount or the intensity of sun in southern Nigeria to northern Nigeria. In the north, they have abundant sunshine. But here, most times, we have cloudy weathers, cloudy days. So if you integrate the generator, most times the grid is not there. Like in my area for like 2 years now, we don't have the grid. Nothing. So you only rely on the generator, battery, and the solar. So during cloudy days, rainy days, you depend on your generator and the battery bank. So when we say solar, it is not as if the generator is completely erased, although it depends on the size of your system. Like for domestic use, some solar systems that are installed in homes, they don't rely on generators. There are a lot of systems we have installed. For like 2 years now, they have not turned on their generators. They have sufficient battery bank. They have sufficient solar panels. So even if you have cloudy days, this battery bank can take them for even 2 days. And when the sun is available, the system will start charging again. For 2 years, 3 years, they don't have anything to do with the generator or the grid. There are systems like that. But for commercial systems, for industrial systems, most times it's difficult to run completely on solar. So some, based on budget, will, run most of their loads during the day with solar. Then at night, they will switch to generator. But there are some that depend solely on solar. We have solar systems of 1.2 megawatts, 2.5 megawatts. It all depends on your budget. It depends on your pocket and what you want to power. But if you look at his own system of 1.2 kilowatts, look at the battery bank he's using. And I don't know how many hours he's using this 1.2 kilowatts per day. Then we don't know the size of the solar panels and, the capacity of the battery bank also. But all the complaints he raised, they have a solution. He can solve the problem. Number one, if you don't have the budget, to increase the capacity of your battery bank, you learn load management. If there's cloudy weather, reduce your loads. It's raining, everywhere is cloudy, and you are still loading the system, loading the battery, and you are blaming the battery that is not charging. How can it charge? You are consuming what the solar panels are producing. So nothing is left that is stored in the battery. So you're consuming everything. So your battery bank will remain low till the next day. And at night, it will shut down. because it was not sufficiently charged during the day. So load management when it comes to solar is very important. Reduce your loads, or you increase the capacity of your battery bank. For installers, stop giving clients unnecessary hope. You know that this thing, maybe the installer promised him that this system, will power your AC 247, whether there's rain, there's no rain. That is what most installers do. Just because you want to catch the client, you want to catch the job by all means, you give the client unnecessary hope, unrealistic promises that you will not be able to the system will not be able to fulfill at the end of the day. So if the installer had explained all these things to him, he will not complain. But we have installers who will just come and look at the size of the building and say, this one, 5 kilowatt hour will power everything. 247, power everything? How do you know? Do you know the energy consumption? Do you know the total loads? Because these will tell you the size of inverter to use. If you are using a hybrid inverter, can it accommodate all these panels? And if you are connecting series, these things they are based on system design. These are simple things. You just need to learn them. They are not difficult, so that you will not be having issues with your clients. So, solar is reliable. Solar is not the cause of our problem. Solar is a solution. It is not a problem. It is a solution to our energy problems. So you just need to know how to use the solar system. It is not like generator or grid. Generator is just turned for no. It is not like that. If you handle a solar power system like that, it will fail you. And when you have high hopes, the installer has given you high hopes. Don't worry, solar is good. It is this. Yes, solar is good. But when you do it the right way. Solar is reliable. Solar is efficient. Solar is good. It will save you from a lot of costs. You have constant electricity, constant light, 247, only when you do things the right way. So whenever you want to install a solar system, get a professional solar system installer. He will handle the job. The quality of your job depends on the quality of the installer, how knowledgeable that installer is, how good that installer is. If you have a professional installer, your system will not have issues. Your system will not have issues. Many people have installed solar. They are enjoying solar. Many industries, they are switching to solar and they are enjoying solar. It is saving them from a lot of cost. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in joining my online masterclass training on solar system design, it will be coming up on the 25th of June. Batch A, we had more than 60, students. So you can join the next batch to learn how to size a solar power system in a professional way so that you will not have any issue with your clients. Thank you for watching. If you're interested, the link is in the description and comment of this video. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.